I've been critical over the years of Aaron Rodgers, but there are some things that he has also tolerated. I mean, let's be honest about Aaron Rodgers. They don't have an owner, so he has nobody he can really go to and say, hey, can you get me this? Could we do this? He doesn't have an owner. It's a Midwestern conservative team. It's got a very much a Colts feel to it. The Packers, it's very conservative, not a lot of big swings. You build those offensive lines. You draft linebackers. Here's an opportunity for Green Bay to get uncomfortable, and that's where growth comes from. Odell Beckham and Aaron Rodgers communicate regularly. Yesterday, OBJ on Twitter praising Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers talking about their relationship. Go get him. Number one, it's a position of need. You're not a Super Bowl team if Romeo Doubs is your go-to number one, because he's not a number one. Right now, he's a talented 3, maybe a 2. Odell Beckham's a veteran receiver. Aaron doesn't have to teach him how to run routes. He didn't have to teach him how to be big in big games. Number 3, it's not a long-term deal. You don't have to get in bed here for like 4 years. It's a 1 or a 2-year deal. It makes Aaron happy. Number 4, that matters. Keep your quarterback happy. That's why Tom left New England. They didn't make Tom happy. It's why Russell left Seattle. And finally, the NFC is wide open. I mean, the only con here, the only thing that doesn't work is you look and you think to yourself, OBJ in Green Bay, doesn't matter. This is not a long-term acquisition. 1-2 years tops. Growth and greatness comes from getting uncomfortable. Same old, same old. Favre won Super Bowl. That's it. Aaron Rodgers won Super Bowl. That's it. I mean, New England had Brady. They got a pickup truck full of rings. Right? Like when you have an Elway, when you have a Brady, when you have one of these all-time great quarterbacks, you don't have them forever. I mean, the fact that you went from Favre to Aaron Rodgers is like going from Peyton Manning to Luck. It just doesn't happen. And so make it happen. Get uncomfortable. Green Bay is always conservative, careful when it comes to trades and acquisitions. They've hit a lot of singles and doubles. A.J. Dillon, second round. That's a good double. Take a big swing. Listen, Wisconsin, there's an old saying, Minnesota nice. And Wisconsin is right next door. They're nice out there. Paul Chryst was nice. Wisconsin football coach. He got fired because nice doesn't beat Ryan Day and Jim Harbaugh. Giannis and the Bucks, they're nice. Going to win more than one ring? Warriors have like an 8-year dynasty. Let's hope it's more than one ring. Green Bay's front office, nice. Packers, nice. Build for the future. Draft Jordan Love. How about taking a big swing on a wide receiver? You do realize you're not going to go from Favre to Aaron Rodgers to another legend. Miami's still trying to find Marino. Denver had to go get Russell Wilson and Peyton Manning because they can't draft an Elway. You're not going to go from Favre to Rodgers to, a Trevor Lawrence out of college that's almost guaranteed to succeed. It's not going to happen. So over the next 2 to 3 years, appease Aaron. Go get a big swing. He made an immediate impact. Again, I wouldn't sign OBJ to a 4-year deal or a 3-year deal. But I'd buy it on a second year if I could get him this year. And all of a sudden you add OBJ to Romeo Doubs, to Christian Watson, to Randall Cobb, to that tight end, to Aaron Jones. Okay, now you move up a tier. Just go back to the Rams. By his second game with the Rams, he made an impact. He was on his way to be an MVP of the Super Bowl. He was. He had a great first half and got hurt. So, when there's certain things that are sustainable for a long period of time. But when you have an old quarterback that has hinted multiple times about retirement, it's very, very possible Aaron plays 2 more years. Could you take one big swing for him? One? Speaking of big swings, Aaron Judge set the new American League single-season home run record last night, surpassing Roger Maris. Good call by John Sterling, who, by the way, is 83 years old and still doing play-by-play at a pretty high level. Tom Verducci, to me, Peter Gammons, Tom Verducci are probably the best baseball writers that I've over the last 20 years, maybe Roger Angel before that. Verducci had a great line last night. He said, but here again, Judge stands alone. Bonds is the official home run champ. Judge is the authentic champion. One has the official designation. Judge, the other, is unofficial but has the prestige of authenticity. Which would you rather have? Disappointingly, over half the people generally choose bonds. I'm not going to preach here. I'm a pretty optimistic guy about America. I don't really live in fear. See that all the time. I'm not in the get clicks for business in the political era, business. I'm not in that business of scaring people and getting clicks for my business. But my concern about America is actually the growing acceptance of lies and lack of integrity. From important people, like politicians and CEOs, and sometimes like major newspapers, like hurtful lies. And lies have always, in my entire life, there are people that have lied and made a lot of money or gotten acceptance. But when we discovered they were lying, it was over. We, the people, labeled them as disgraced, infamous, out of the club. But now you, the public, accept them. You do. I hear it all the time. Everybody was doing it. I see it from our politicians. They lie, people still vote for them. I see it from our CEOs. People lie, and you still support the company. I got nothing against Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, and Sammy Sosa taking cattle steroids, all right? But if you're giving me a choice between Aaron Judge, who's clean, and those three, yeah, it's not even close, right? Integrity matters. Truth matters. Values matter. I know I'm square. I'm a dad. I'm corny. But sometimes it's on the people, too, not just the sketchy politicians and the sketchy baseball players and the sketchy CEOs. I mean, people with real influence, changing lives, lie. I saw some political commentator yesterday. Hey, I want to win the Senate. I don't care if this politician's lying. I just want to win. Wow. Is that where we're at? Like white lies. There's a term for stuff, if your wife asks you a question and you just don't want to get in trouble, or, you want to get out of a appointment at work or something. I'm talking big stuff. And, home run king in sports, it's like big stuff in our little tiny world. It does matter that Aaron Judge is clean. It does, absolutely, and it will forever, or at least should. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd, or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.